Hi friends, we're going to continue reading Leroy Ninker Saddles Up, written by Kate DeCamillo. Today, we will read Chapter 3. But first, let's do a little picture walk to remind us what happened in Chapter 2. Leroy made his way to get a horse, and we met some new characters, starting with Patty Lamarck. Now, Leroy expected to get a horse named Tornado. But we know we actually met a horse named Maybelline. And Leroy, remembering what Beatrice Leopoldini said, took a close look at the teeth, noticing 4 teeth. But Leroy figured that must be good for a horse. So he decided he would like this horse, and he said, "I'll take her." And that is how the chapter ended. Chapter 3. "Now Maybelline's old," said Patty Lamarck, "and I'm moving. And where I'm moving to, they don't take horses. My main goal here is to make sure that Maybelline goes to a home where she is loved up good through all her older, more golden years. You understand what I'm saying, Hank?" Who's Hank? "Yippee-I-O," said Leroy. "I ain't looking for money is what I'm saying. I am looking for love for my Maybelline. And I am just going on my instinctuals here. But my instinctuals tell me that you are the right little fellow for this horse. So now I am going to tell you some things about Maybelline. Listen up, Hank." "Yippee-I-O," said Leroy. Patty Lamarck looked at him. She squinted. "I don't know what that means, Hank," she said. "Okay," said Leroy. "It means okay." "If okay is what you mean, Hank," said Patty Lamarck, "then just flat out say it. Be a straightforward communicator, like me." "Okay," said Leroy. "Okay," said Patty Lamarck. "Here are the things about Maybelline. There are 3 items you got to remember. Item 1 is that she is the kind of horse who enjoys the heck out of a compliment. You got to talk sweet to Maybelline. Understand?" "Yippee-I-O," said Leroy. "Itchy pitchy poo, Hank," said Patty Lamarck. "Say what you mean and mean what you say." "Okay," said Leroy. "There you go," said Patty Lamarck. Item 2 about Maybelline is that she is a horse who eats a lot of grub. And when I say a lot of grub, I mean something real specified. What I mean is this horse eats a lot of grub." "Okay," said Leroy. He nodded. "A lot of grub." Item 3 is that Maybelline is the kind of horse who gets lonesome quick. Which I mean by that is she is not the kind of horse who cares to be left behind. This is the most important item, Hank. Don't leave Maybelline alone for long, or you will live to rue and regret the day. "Rue and regret the day," said Leroy. "Okay." So there she is counting off her 3 items. Compliments, he gets lonely, and he eats a lot of grub. She eats a lot of grub. "All right then," said Patty Lamarck. "She's all saddled up and ready to go. Let me give you a hand here, Hank, since you are kind of a short little gentleman who looks to be in need of assistance. with some of life's more overwhelming necessities. Patty Lamarck helped Leroy Ninker up on Maybelline's back. And right away, Leroy Ninker noticed that the world was different from the top of a horse. The colors were deeper, the sun shone brighter, the birds sang more sweetly. Also, Patty Lamarck seemed shorter and a tiny bit less bossy. "Giddy up," said Leroy Ninker to his horse. Uh-oh. Nothing happened. Leroy Ninker slapped the reins. "Giddy up," he said again. Maybelline stood without moving. "Hank," said Patty Lamarck, "I don't believe that you were listening to me even one tiny bit when I listed off them 3 items. You got to listen in this world, Hank. You've got to pay attention to the informational bits that people share with you." "Okay," said Leroy. "Okay, then listen up. If I were you, I would conjugate on item 1 right about now." "Do what?" said Leroy. "Compliment her," whispered Patty Lamarck. "Give the horse some pretty words." Leroy Ninker looked down at Maybelline's bony back. He counted the knobs in her spine. He tried to think of some pretty words. Did he even know any pretty words? Leroy thought very hard. And finally, Leroy spoke. He opened his mouth and said the sweetest words he could think of. He said, "You are the most beautiful horse in the whole wide green world." The horse pricked up her ears. That reminds me of Mercy. She twitched the left ear to the right and the right ear to the left. Both ears quivered hopefully. Emboldened, Leroy Ninker leaned forward and spoke directly into the right ear. He said, "You are the sweetest blossom in springtime." Such nice words. Maybelline picked up her right front hoof. She held it high in the air. "Good job, Hank," said Patty Lamarck. "You are a pure flower of horsiness," said Leroy Ninker. Maybelline began to walk. "Well, look at you, Hank," said Patty Lamarck. "It seems you've got a talent for poeticals." "Oh, Maybelline," shouted Leroy, "you are the brightest star in the velvety nighttime sky." Maybelline broke into a trot. "Goodbye, Maybelline," shouted Patty Lamarck. "Good luck, Hank. Remember them other 2 items and listen to the people of the world when they offer you informational bits." Patty Lamarck held up a hand and waved, and Leroy waved back, and then Patty Lamarck disappeared. Maybelline, Leroy's horse, was going very, very fast. We will take a peek at chapter 4 another day, but here's a little sneak peek. We have one happy Leroy cowboy, and I believe it looks like one happy horse, but we'll find out soon enough. I hope you're enjoying, and oh my goodness, that looks kind of similar. to that page. Awesome. All right, friends. Thanks for being great listeners.